Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Everything.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here we are at San Juan. We are Aramis, he's Alejo, my friend Gonzalo, and Maxi. And we are going to talk about many topics today. This is the first program of the radio this year, and we are part of a new project called the Cooperative Entre Voces. We are members of that cooperative, and that was created by the Professor Alejandro de Samon. And we are going to, and we'd like, better said, to talk about many things that have recently passed by during this year. So, as we say, we are. If you want to know more about that cooperative, you can follow us in Instagram, cooperativa.entrevoces.com. So, let's start with the topics of today.
Yes.
The first one will be told by my friend.
Yes, speaking about the topics, we are going to speak today about the World Cup, first of all, some things about geopolitics and conflicts these days, and we will speak about technological advance in the world. So, we are going to start speaking, like I said, we will start speaking about the World Cup. Things that we can say is that there is a lot of new selections, a lot of new countries, and we had a lot of surprises like Cabo Verde, there is a lot that we would like to speak about. So, Aramis, what would you like to speak about?
Well, first of all, the most important thing I think that is the fact that there are not only a lot of countries. Well, by this time the World Cup have already started, and we are at quarters.
Yes, we were going.
It was, I think, one of the most thrilling World Cups ever,
Yes.
because at first nobody expected such emotion. Everything was like, man, it would be not just some matches. And then it's like, wow, like the match between Argentina and Egypt, that was like
lose. Yeah.
Yes, we were losing 2-0, and suddenly the Argentine selection marks 3 goals.
Yeah.
At the last time, the 20 minutes of hope, and we won. It was like, wow.
Yes, I hate the people in the streets screaming, the fireworks. It was a lot of emotions, it's very beautiful, and we remember why we like that match, the World Cup, because it unites the country. Like if you have another ideological thing, or you have problems with the government, you let that to one moment, and you just think about the World Cup. And we are all from Argentina, so we are united during the World Cup.
Yes.
And so it's very, very good, because we are united for the country.
Well, Gonza, what would you like to say about the World Cup this year?
Well, I think that it's a great World Cup with a lot of emotions in all the matches, and if you see, in all the matches are so impressive, and they are great matches. So I think that it is one of the best World Cup ever in the history. So with a lot of emotion, but with bad things like the golden break, that is like that the people don't like. But in general, it's a great World Cup.
Yes, Alejo, what would you like to add?
Well, I hope for Argentina, and I don't know, for me, Argentina won this World Cup.
Yeah, well,
But
I
it's
think
very,
this
big
World
campaign.
Cup is, I think this World Cup is more matched than the last one. I think that the matches have been really thrilling, really surprising.
More difficult.
Yes, very difficult. And if everything went in a certain way, it's like maybe Argentina will have a match against France again. if
Yeah,
everything
or-
went well, obviously.
or against Spain. Spain
Yes,
has a lot
or
of chances
Spain, yes.
to win the World Cup too.
Spain,
Maybe
French.
the fight, no, not the fight, the clash between Messi, the one that is retiring, and Lamine Yamal, for example,
Yeah,
that
he's
is
new,
like
he's
that is like the new hope of
Yeah, the new hope.
of the world in
Generation.
speaking about football. But well, that's all, no? It's a really interesting workout. I think. Well, now we're turning our focus to the topic of the geopolitics. Since the start of the year, many problems have happened, and we'd like to talk about them. But Maxi knows more about that.
Yes, I think that we have to start with the United States because at the start of the year they kidnapped the dictator Maduro. And well, it was a very surprising news because nobody like talked about that. It was really surprising that the United States went into a country and kidnapped their leader. So well, but we have to say that Maduro was a dictator and he wasn't elected by the people of the Venezuela people. So in my opinion, I think that it was a good action. Honestly, the people of Venezuela was, but they are very poor. They are very
In a hard situation.
they are in a very hard situation. Well, anyways, the situation didn't change too much because there is a government that is another dictatorship because they weren't selected by the people of Venezuela. But I think that it is way better than the dictator of Maduro because he killed a lot of people. He arrested a lot of
People.
yeah, the people, and if you can say your opinion in Venezuela because they will go to you and they will kidnap you or kill you. So, well, but we are in fools. We know that United States did it for the oil in Venezuela. We will have to say it because it's very obvious that they didn't just do it for the people of Venezuela. They did it because they had geopolitics objectives in Venezuela and things that they have focus in Venezuela and other countries like Iran. But we will speak about Iran later. But what do you think, Gonzalo, about the situation of the United States, the things that they did this year, and most specific about the situation in Venezuela?
Well, I think that it was a not good decision for the most people. But if you see the people of Venezuela, I think that they wanted in a time, so it was not the correct right to do it, but they need a change, and they did it. So I think that it was good for this time.
Yes. Would you like to add something?
Yes, today the world is for the resource.
Yes, and even after that kidnap of the dictator, now, yeah, like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, I think 2 weeks ago, there was a really huge earthquake that not only occurred in Venezuela but also all around the countries that surround the Pacific Ocean, and it was like a really massive catastrophe because a lot of people died, and there is still many. I think some organizations approximately say that there are almost 50,000 people disappeared, approximately.
Yes, because of the earthquake,
yes,
a lot of people disappeared. We sent military to help Venezuela people and a lot of organizations and human help, volunteers, well, the Venezuela people make some groups to search about the separated people. So yes, it's a very bad news, but we hope that they can train those people and that they are okay. So also speaking about geopolitics, we would like to speak about the conflict in Iran.
Yes,
Another thing that happened this year.
Palestine too, I think.
The war in
Israel.
Israel and Palestine. Well, those news aren't really new because the conflict in Iran and United States is like a conflict that started a lot of years ago, and the conflict in Israel and Palestine too started a lot of time ago, but every year there is a lot of killed people because of that, children that die because of bombs, missiles and attacks from both countries. Also the war in Russia and Ukraine keeps going, that there aren't a lot of news about that because the world it looks like they forget about it, that they aren't speaking about it anymore, and it keeps going, and it's a really hard conflict that didn't end yet.